Hi everybody, welcome along to another noob session. What I want to cover today is a bit of panel lining. Now, I've been working on the shoulder pauldrons of the new Gundam, and I've been running into a few problems, and it's not the fact that using the markers, it's the fact that I've painted and glossed the work, and obviously these markers here, the Gundam ones, they're designed, I believe, to go straight onto the plastic kit, whereas when you've painted the kit and you've put your varnish on, every now and again it just doesn't want to go down smoothly, evenly. And not only that, you think being a gloss coat that if you make a mistake, just a little wipe and it'll come off, but that doesn't seem to be the case. It tends to well, not stain, just be a little bit stubborn to remove. But anyway, the ones that I have had success with is the faithful Unipin. But the problem is that it's black, and I don't really want to use black on a primarily white model. But the Copic modeler, that's been good as well. But that is a very, very extremely light grey. You know, I've got it in just use this copper to the back of there. In these lighter recesses here, because I don't really want to stick a dark panel line down in there. So yeah, that's been good. But the one that I wanted to use really was the this Gundam marker, this grey one. But again, like I said, that has had, it's a bit hit and miss. So I came along and I used some of the panel line accent colour, the grey stuff. Now it's okay, but it tends to flood the area initially, and then it's too fine a line, so it tends to stay in the area. But the good thing is, once you've put that down, it is dry. It gives the marker something to grip to, almost like putting a matte varnish down. So it is a little bit better, but it's not ideal, the fact that you have to put one product on just to stick another product on, and neither of them on their own are the effect that I really want to get. So what I have found now is using this Real Touch marker, quite an easy way of getting this panel line in here. Now this panel line, the one where the Psycho frame shows itself, rather than just sticking in the pen when it's together and drawing down that, what I've found is when I used to paint figures, I used to use a technique called edge highlighting. Now this is kind of similar, only it's in reverse. What you're actually doing is putting a shadow line down this edge here. So I'll show you using the side of the felt tip style pens. Just gently find the very tip and draw it along on the side, and again with this one, draw it along and draw it along. Now once I do this side and put the two together, you'll see it's got quite a good effect of a panel line, without actually ramming your pen in there and spilling over the top. So now you see it's a bit more shaded, which is nice. I don't mind that at all. That's a good effect. So what else have I found that are handy with these Gundam markers? Doing holes. These are the back of my hands. Well, not my hands, my model's hands. And instead of putting the rivets in and then drawing round, what I found is you can insert the pen, give it a twist, and it does the work for you. So it gives that shadow that you need, ready for when you stick your effect parts in. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to move the camera around, and I'm going to show you the problems that I'm having with these this marker in particular. So I'll be right back. Okie doke. The first thing we're going to do is go in with this this grey Gundam marker, and we're going to start just going around these pan line areas here. So let's start with this one. Okay. What I find is instead of pushing and pulling at the nib, I just tend to do it in one direction, slow, and that gives the pen, that's if it's not playing up, time to, there you go, time to lay down the ink, and if I do need to go over it again, I do wait for it to dry. Now, as you can see, that for no reason at all, it's just stopped. So if anybody else has the same problem when it comes to kits that have been painted and then varnished with a gloss varnish, and they're having trouble using their markers, please let me know, and if they've come up with a solution for it, i.e. an alternative product, then that would be great. There are, you know, other ways of doing it. I could use a wash, but like I said, using this pan line accent colour, it's not brilliant. And the Indian ink wash, what that tends to do, it's good, but it tends to, because it's made with Indian ink and airbrush cleaner, it tends to stick like spider fractures in the gloss itself. So after it's dry and you come back to it, yeah, it's in the recess, but it's sort of spilt out and around where you want it, and that's no good really. It looks a bit scruffy. It's great on metal parts, but you know, you don't have metal parts absolutely everywhere over a model. So that seems to be behaving itself in comparison to some of the other parts that I've done. I'll just get this real touch marker, or this felt type marker, and I'll do this hole. That looks alright, and what I'm going to do now is use this Copic model there. This one works a treat on the gloss, you know. I've not had a problem, even though it's very light in colour. You know, because of the light, how bright it is, and I can't really adjust the colour balance on the video on the camera. I can on stills, but not on this. It does go down, and like I said, if you just draw it in the one direction, it does build up a really nice shade. But over all the model, no, it's a little too light. But just to draw in a little bit of a detail to sort of like help you pre-shading along. It's a nice marker, I do like it. It wipes off easy, and it's a nice fine nib as well, 0.2. Now there are not many markers that can that are that fine, apart from obviously artist mark pens, but they don't come in the same range of colours. You know, they usually come in just a black, and that's about it. So, let's just again do this not edge highlight but edge shadow, because this is a different piece. So just to get it on the side and draw it down, so and draw it down, and on this part there, it's nice. And the same with this part. This part's been done. No more, just go over it again. So there you go. So that's not a bad job, but like I said, it's once you've got your decals on there and you've had a satin varnish, it'll look alright at a distance. So hopefully once these are all together and fixed on one model, it'll look a little better. So there you go. I'm having a few problems with the Gundam markers over a gloss varnish. So if anybody's got any tips, that would be greatly appreciated, because I feel like I'm struggling a bit at the moment, and I am a noob, believe it or not, and all the help is gratefully received. So until the next time, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.